The beginning of the season to the end, the stories that I hear from the kids are, it really just floors me season after season, that they are like, gosh, you know, I've been going to school with Johnny my whole life and I've never talked to him, and he's actually quite a kind of cool kid. Mm-hmm. So friendships are built, skills are formed, and you know, the health and wellness components. So I would welcome a chance to sit down with any of you and explain our program further. I could probably talk for hours, which I know you don't want me to do, but I do work full-time working with schools and partnering with schools on how we can work together. I recently wrote a grant specifically for Ypsilanti to pay for transportation for Special Olympics so that we can transport your kids to our local competitions. So that's something else that I would love to work with you on. I do, you know, partnering on a grant is always better than one organization writing it alone. So those are just a few of the things that we have to offer. I guess one other thing that I would like to mention is at our state tournaments we offer free health screenings, so kids can get a free physical, free eye exam, free glasses, dental work. So we're kind of a inclusive, bigger organization than what I think people think of us when they hear Special Olympics. We're not a one-day track meet. We have something going on every single day of the year, and we're an international organization, and we're, you know, dedicated to students and their growth and their leadership potential. So I would welcome a chance to sit down with any of you and discuss our program further.
And thank you so much. Is there anybody on the board who has a question for either Connie or Ann?
I think it was last board meeting, Ms. Shelton was elated over the amount of funding that was raised to allow you to get that far. Can you tell us a little bit about how you raised the money?
Well, actually the money was raised by U of M, the University of Michigan Athletics Group.
Right. Well, we partnered with them to do our polar plunge in the stadium. We had 335 people, I think, plunged into 2 swimming pools that were full of water and ice.
Ice, lots of ice. Bags and bags and bags of ice.
And people pay us for the honor of going in water. I think one of you has done that before.
We think one of you have done.
Actually, if you're really smart, you volunteer to judge.
Oh, you were a judge? Oh, I was thinking that you went in. I'm for sure you went in.
I don't know. I think that spot got taken by Mr. Hope this year, didn't it? And Mr. Carr.
That's the challenge.
Yeah, that's a wonderful partnership with U of M, and something that I neglected to say is that I get calls all the time from EMU. I want to put my students in your program. How can I partner with you to put interns in with your program? And I constantly get calls from EMU that they want to be involved with Special Olympics and what's going on in Ypsi schools. And I kind of, you know, I would love to build on that relationship as well. They're right there, and they're willing to come in and help and run programming for you.
So Ypsi and Willow Run both have been involved in Special Olympics for as long as I can remember when I first started teaching. Sue Caton had just started a Special Olympics team. We have teams in a number of sports. Our unified program has been limited to basketball and the summer classic with softball so far. But some of the plungers 2 weeks ago were some of our former unified buddies from years past. So I was really excited to see that I always tell people that Special Olympics is a lifelong athletic and fitness program for people with intellectual disabilities. But it goes on. It doesn't end at 26. It doesn't end, you know, when we attend state tournaments or local tournaments or dances. You'll see athletes there that that are 25, 30, 40, 50 years old that are still participating and Special Olympics is bringing so much to their life.
We actually have people in their 80s that still compete in bowling, walking, different events. So we're not only for the people, it's also for their families. The families see them in a different light and see how much that they can accomplish through our program.
One of my former athletes, Emily Campbell, not only made it to local and state, but she also represented us in National Olympics one year. So it's a wonderful program, and students love Special Olympics, but they begged me not to come here today and have people look at them.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm sure the board would be delighted if it was convenient to them sometime to come back and join us.
And I'm sure they
thank
will.
both of you for coming out and sharing this information. I'm sure the other board members, join me in saying that we're committed to the education of every single child, and certainly these kids are absolutely an important part of that. And we want to do everything we can to support the Special Olympics program that you guys are running and putting on. So, as things evolve, we hope, obviously, Connie, you're one of ours, and we hope that you'll stay in touch with us and allow us to kind of work together and partner up so that we can make sure that we are servicing that program and those kids in every way possible.
And if we have anyone that wants to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much. And now that takes us to the A1. A1. No, that's down in the comments. It's in section 8. All right, so that takes us to the consent agenda, enclosure number 1. And Trustee Vanderwerp, I wonder if you'd be kind enough to move this.
Excuse me, I move the Ypsilanti Board of Education approve the February 9, 2013 closed session, number 1 and number 2 minutes, the February 13, 2013 joint meeting and closed session minutes, the February 14, 2013 joint meeting minutes, the February 18th, 2013 regular joint meeting minutes, and the resignation of Robina Kakwan.
Thank you. Is there support for that motion?
Support.
Motion's been properly made by Trustee Vanderwerp, supported by Vice President Garrett, that the Ypsilanti Board of Education approve the February 9th, 2013 closed session, number 1 and number 2 minutes, the February 13th, 2013 joint meeting and closed session minutes, the February 14th, 2013 joint meeting minutes, the February 18th, 2013 regular and joint meeting minutes, and the resignation of Robina Kakwan. All those in support of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. And the motion is unanimous. And that takes us now to the approval of the DECA overnight field trip, enclosure number 2. And Trustee Sheila Edwards, I wonder if you'd be kind enough to move that one for us.
There. There it is. I move the Ypsilanti Board of Education approve an overnight field trip for members of the Ypsilanti High School DECA Club to attend the state competition in Grand Rapids, Michigan on March 15 through 17, 2013.
Thank you. Is there support for that motion?
Support.
Motion's been properly made by, is there any questions on this motion before we take action on it? Seeing none, the motion's been properly made by Trustee Sheila Edwards and supported by Trustee Hawkins that the Ypsilanti Board of Education approve an overnight field trip for the members of the Ypsilanti High School DECA Club to attend the state competition in Grand Rapids, Michigan on March 15th and 17th, 2013. All those in support of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. And that motion carries unanimously. And that will now take us to enclosure number 3, the approval of the Special Olympics basketball team overnight field trip. We're still approving that one, right?
It's still for the unified. I think it might be
The unified one is in Kalamazoo, and